Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Environmental Justice Now. My name is Leah Jones, and I am the Faith Community Outreach Coordinator at Virginia Interfaith Power and Light. We have made it through January and reached February in the General Assembly. Happy Crossover Day. Today is the day where all bills will be read and voted on each floor before they get sent to the opposite chamber. We shall see what bills we have left to focus on depending on what makes it out of the House and Senate floor today. It is also the month of February, which means that it is also Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. This is a special time to honor and uplift Black life and the lives of our ancestors. Not only do we uplift the work that has been done before to protect and preserve Black lives, but we also celebrate the work that is being done now to continue this tradition. Here at VAIPL, we work to build, protect, and celebrate Black lives through our environmental justice work. Specifically, VAIPL seeks to empower faith communities to act on environmental injustice and take responsibility to support systems that care for the environment and our neighbors. So let's take this time to review what environmental justice is and why we need it now. Environmental justice is defined as the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people, regardless of race, color, national origin, or income, with respect to the development, implementation, and enforcement of environmental laws, regulations, and policies. This concept refers to the fight and consistent failures of governmental systems to maintain safe, healthy, and clean environments, traditionally in communities of color, due to unjust environmental industry use, laws, and regulations. This concept is not far removed and exists in various communities of color throughout Virginia that are surrounded by things like landfills, power plants, compressor station, mining sites. With this, it is crucial to VIPL to support bills that strive to improve the quality of life for all Virginians and ensure that the protection of our shared earth and our neighbors across the Commonwealth. So last week on our GA Updates episode, we were able to share the latest updates on the bills that we are supporting and the ones that we're opposing. On today's episode, I will review the activity of our priority bills as well as our latest crossover day updates. Once again, we have some very exciting updates, so please stay until the end of this episode to hear more about the actions that you can take with us as this GA session continues. So let's just get right into it, right? Let's talk about first the bills that we're supporting, our leading bills. First is the Human Right to Water Resolution. Its bill number is HJ 538. It was already voted on the House floor earlier and has been assigned to the Committee on Rules in the Senate. Next up is our Transportation Modernization Study. Its bill number was HJ 542. Last week, it was reported from the Appropriations Committee with a substitute, with 22 votes in favor. Earlier this week, it was voted on the House floor with 77 votes in favor and has been assigned to the Committee on Rules, also in the Senate. The rest of our bills will be voted on the floor where they started so they can cross over to the other chamber. In other words, all the bills that began in the House will be voted on the House floor, and those that began in the Senate will be voted on the Senate floor. So moving on to our next bills, our EJ bills that we're supporting. There is the ominous Environmental Justice Bill, HB 2074, and Environmental Justice Act Bill, whose bill number was SB 1318. Just to give a short review of what these bills are again, we are supporting both of these bills, and they amend the Environmental Justice Act of 2020. The proposed amendments clarify and expand the existing environmental justice policy, require state agencies to adopt agency-specific environmental justice policies, and further develop the Environmental Justice Interagency Working Group. Last week, the House Committee on Appropriations substitute agreed, and HB 2074 was referred to the Committee on Agriculture, Chesapeake, and Natural Resources and was reported with a substitute by 16 votes. After meeting just today, this bill was passed out of the House. Yay! It is important to note that these bills are genuinely supporting improving the quality of life for all Virginians. And it is so very crucial for our legislators to really learn how these bills can actually positively affect people's lives. ultimately creating happier and healthier communities. The latest update for SB 13, however, is that it has been referred to the Senate Finance and Appropriations Committee, and just yesterday was engrossed by the Senate and also passed. Don't worry if you miss any bill numbers on the show today. Like usual, you can be sure to find it on our website under our GA 2021 tab. So let's keep going. This next bill addresses our priorities to lower energy bills for Virginia households. This is the PIP bill. A little bit more about this bill. For 75% of Virginian households, the amount of income spent on electricity is considered unaffordable by federal standards, and Dominion Energy has overcharged Virginians by more than $1.3 billion since 2015, according to the State Corporation Commission's reports. Last year, the Virginia Clean Economy Act passed, and with it also passed a new percentage of income payment program, the PIP, for low-income families to be more able to afford to pay their electricity bills. This bill will provide important clarifications to state agencies as they lay out the foundation for this new program. So the most recent updates on this, it was referred out of the House to the Committee on Labor and Commerce and was voted on just last night. And it was referred from there to the Committee on Appropriations with 13 votes. Since then, a few amendments have been made, and we are waiting for the House floor's vote to occur today. Lastly, we're going to talk about the bill that we're opposing, not supporting, and this is known as the advanced recycling bills. These bill numbers, one exists in the House as HB 2173, and the other exists in the Senate as SB 1164. So once again, just giving a bit of a background on this bill, both of these bills, what do we mean when we're talking about advanced recycling? Chemical recycling or advanced recycling are fossil fuel industry terms for chemical conversion. This is a greenwash way of saying that they are going to melt plastic, which will then be burned for dirty energy or to make more plastics. These bills would enable harmful, polluting facilities to expand across Virginia, with the most severe impacts placed on vulnerable populations, as usual. The good news is that in the House, HB 2173 was stricken down from the docket by the Committee of Agriculture, Chesapeake, and National Resources Committee. This is such a win for us. Yay! This was a win with 21 votes in favor. The bad news is that, unfortunately, SB 1164 was reported from the Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources with a substitute with 12 yeses and 3 nos, meaning that they still support this bill. We shall see what the final votes are for these bills today. It is crossover day, and we will let you know as soon as we find out. So after hearing of all of our updates, how would you like to take action with us? We have a few opportunities. Here are some actions that you can take to continue to uplift our priority bills during this crossover time. You can engage with your legislators on Twitter and Facebook and urge them to support environmental justice policies. We have prepared plenty of sample social media posts in our action toolkit for this General Assembly session. It's pretty much a one-stop shop for all of your VA-IPL GA action needs. It includes a list of our policy priorities as well as various ways to take action, even just with a click. So please check that out. Also, please be on the lookout for upcoming action alerts, especially as we see what bills make it through crossover day to be voted on in the next portion of this General Assembly session. We will also send updates via email, so please go to our website, vaipl.org, and join our mailing list and stay in the know on our priorities this General Assembly session. Thank you again to everyone who tuned in today. Oh, and this is also just in update on the energy burden bills. They have passed out of the House. Oh, as I said earlier. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. And be sure to check out our show next week. Thank you.